Holy shit, I've never turned on my computer so fast to make a video after a game. It's actually unbelievable. I was rooting for the Chiefs to win. I wanted to see Patrick Mahomes win. I predicted the Chiefs to win, and honestly, I'm not like a Chiefs fan or anything. I was rooting for the Chiefs because I picked them, and I just want to see Patrick Mahomes win. But now I can't. I feel empty inside. I'm not happy. I'm just mad. I would rather had the Eagles win than the game to end like that. How do they call that? With under 2 minutes left in the game, how do you make that call? It's actually unfathomable. I feel bad to all the crazy Eagles fans. There's gonna be riots. There has to be, right? This video before, watch this video. This is the Eagles before the game.
Game hasn't even started.
You're right.
I'm not going to spend this whole video just talking about that one play. I'm going to go over the Super Bowl a little bit, just like a post-Super Bowl rant, just kind of gloss over some of my opinions, not that I give them on this channel. Fuck the Pack. The main frustration, though, about that call is this taints Patrick Mahomes' legacy. Now everyone's going to go, well, that ring didn't count because that call. And honestly, fair point. And that call even looks worse, especially what happened after the Bengals game. I know there was a ton of missed calls in that game as well. I was kind of under the impression that they weren't like game-changing, but they definitely helped the Chiefs win. But now it's out of control. The craziest thing about that call is just the fact that it wasn't even close, and that Patrick Mahomes pointed at it, and then the ref threw the flag. Like that's so Aaron Rodgers. That's so Packers, and now it's the Chiefs. Like, come on. There's now a huge shit stain all over the Chiefs' legacy, Patrick Mahomes' legacy. That ring didn't count. They should have given a ring to both teams or neither team. Honestly, prefer just neither team. That honestly the worst Super Bowl ever. I feel empty. I don't even know what to say. I sat down for 4 fucking hours, watched a great football game, and then at the fucking end, I feel like I wasted my time. I wish I would have never watched that football game. I would have been perfectly fine just doing my other shit that needed to get done. But I was like, no, I'm gonna watch the Super Bowl. I'm excited, the Super Bowl. But never mind, the refs just had to go in. And how do you make that call? Alright, I said I wasn't gonna talk about it. I ended up talking about the fucking call forever. I'm gonna go on some other things now. First off, Jalen Hurts was definitely the better quarterback. It wasn't even close. 304 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. But he had the one slip turnover, whatever. We'll let that slide. Jalen Hurts was by far the better quarterback in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, sure, he had 3 touchdowns, but he didn't even throw for 200 yards, 182. He still played great. I'm just saying, they both quarterbacks played well, all right? But Jalen Hurts was by far superior than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes' stat line does look really well because he completed 21 of his 27 passes, so a high percentage completion rate there, but not a lot of yardage. The Chiefs' running game was a huge factor in why the Chiefs were in a position to have the refs win them the game. Isaiah Pacheco was a beast in this game, all right? 76 yards, a touchdown on only 15 carries. 5.1 yards per carry. He was running all over the field. Both teams' offensive lines played out of their mind, especially the Eagles. We'll get into that in a second. But the Chiefs' running game would just really help them out there. If they don't have a running game there, this game's not even close. Jalen Hurts should have won the Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP. 70 rush yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, both NFL records, threw for 304 yards and a touchdown. Unbelievable. And the throws Jalen Hurts were making, he was on a dime all game. Just perfect passes to throw to Dallas Goedert. Everyone's like, oh, he made a great catch, and sure, it was a great catch. Got both feet in bounds and kind of caught it on his helmet. It was an unbelievable catch, but that throw, the announcers were not talking about that throw whatsoever. Kevin Buckhart was riding Patrick Mahomes' dick all game long. I can't believe he fit fucking Patrick Mahomes' dick and balls in his mouth. He had it all in there. He kept talking about Patrick Mahomes. Then Jalen Hurts would make a great throw, and he's like, that's a great catch, but nothing about the throw. He just kept riding Patrick Mahomes all game. After halftime, he was like, the main problem right now for the Chiefs that they have to worry about is Patrick Mahomes and his injury. He just kept talking about Patrick Mahomes. I'm sitting there thinking, the main problem for the Chiefs right now isn't their offense, it's their defense. They haven't been able to stop Philadelphia at all. Refs threw that flag because they knew Jalen Hurts was getting the ball back and was scoring a touchdown on that drive. The Eagles offense was unstoppable this game. I mean, the first half, I don't even know if they stopped the Eagles, and they're still just talking about Patrick Mahomes and his injury. Sure, you'll have to hand it to Patrick Mahomes. It was impressive that he went back out there after his injury again, but everyone knows they pumped him full of drugs, probably a Percocet or something. There's no way that he came back out on the field without drugs pumped into him. And that big run by Patrick Mahomes, it was a great run. But Kevin Buckhart was like, you wouldn't think that guy was injured. Look at the way he's running. And Patrick Mahomes was clearly limping. There was no way he was running 100%, and Buckhart is just blind, bro. Something else that caught my eye in this game was that Juju Smith-Schuster, I feel like he played surprisingly better than what I thought he would. I feel like he had a bigger presence in this game. He had 7 catches for 53 yards. He ran a lot of good routes, caught a lot of good passes, nothing like crazy acrobatic catches, but he was a solid wide receiver too in this game. He advanced the ball, made solid plays. He was available for Patrick Mahomes, and I think he helped the Chiefs get in a position for the refs to win them the game. The Chiefs offense was nowhere near the Eagles offense. The Eagles offense was on a totally another level than the Chiefs offense. The catches that A.J. Brown was making, the catches that Devonta Smith was making, the throws from Jalen Hurts were just, everything was far superior. Going back to that first touchdown by A.J. Brown, what a catch. When that ball was launched up, I started saying, that's going to be a catch. That's a touchdown. And he caught that shit. I wasn't even surprised because A.J. Brown was the biggest move for the Eagles this year. He was him all season long, all playoffs long. He's just him. He's one of the best NFL wide receivers in the league right now. And I knew he was making that catch because he's just that crazy. And the throw from Jalen Hurts was also amazing. Back to the Chiefs defense. They were just, no one was talking about the Chiefs defense. The announcers just kept riding all over the Chiefs. We saw the broken coverage on Smith's crazy catch, which I thought he was almost out of balance, which would have been terrible, but just he was wide open. And we saw all the problems with the turf. I was surprised that nobody got hurt or like sprained their ankle. Half of the Eagles players switched their cleats at halftime, which is unbelievable. Jake Elliott slipped on that kickoff. I'm surprised he wasn't hurt after that. That was terrible. How does the NFL have that bad of turf for the Super Bowl? Why would Arizona want that turf? And something that tainted Mahomes' ring even more was Tony's insane punt return. Mahomes didn't have to lead a drive up the field, some long drive, making great throws and plays. Tony just took the ball up all the way. Sure, it was a great punt return, but he took the ball up all the way inside the 5. Of course the Chiefs are going to score a touchdown there. I really wanted Mahomes to win because I think he's going to be the next greatest quarterback of all time, but when you have a Super Bowl win like this, it does just, and the reason you got to the Super Bowl is because you beat the Bengals in the fashion you did, just the refs. Mahomes got that free touchdown drive off the punt return, and Jalen Hurts time and time again throughout this game led his team on long, substantial drives, making great plays, great throws, great runs over and over and over, while Mahomes didn't do anything near that amazing. It's just sad the game had to end the way it did. It was back and forth. Mahomes was playing with an injury, high scoring, so obviously really exciting for all NFL fans because a lot of fans don't enjoy defensive games. The Chiefs gave up over 400 yards of offense to the Eagles. They just couldn't stop them. I'm just still in disbelief. Even after the penalty, Buckhart was just like, that wasn't really maybe a holding call. After riding Patrick Mahomes all game, he even felt like that wasn't a good holding call. Tony's punt return was also the longest punt return in NFL history. It was a great punt return. All the blockers lined up on the right. He made the great move to get back. It just doesn't look good for Patrick Mahomes. Did Patrick Mahomes even win the Super Bowl? If the Chiefs would have won the game like a normal football game without the refs, then I would understand Patrick Mahomes getting the Super Bowl MVP. He played with the high ankle sprain, then he got hurt before halftime, then came back out, made that huge run, and threw 3 touchdowns and 185 yards. But now, after the way the game ended, his touchdowns weren't that crazy. He didn't lead some crazy drives. All of his touchdown passes were just wide open. Back to the Eagles' offensive line. 3rd and 1, especially 4th and 1, that was just a first down for the Eagles. They went for it over and over. 4th and 1, first down. Eventually they just went for it on 4th. I was like, it's gonna be a first down. Doesn't even matter. The offensive line plows through. Jalen Hurts, QB sneak. It's just that easy. It wasn't even close when they were powering through for the QB sneaks on 4th and 1. The Eagles were 2 for 2 for 4th down conversions, and they did a QB sneak on 1st and goal or whatever it was from like the 2-yard line, and they got it through to the end zone. Their offensive line is just something else. To end it off, it was a really disappointing Super Bowl. Why did it have to end like that? It's going to be talked about forever now. One of the worst calls. The NFL just needs to implement something. where they can make a call from above. Just they need to do something. I don't know what the right answer is. I haven't looked into it enough. I bet you there's a lot of propositions of what the NFL could do to fix things like that so they don't happen again. Just unbelievable. Sorry if I was a little bit repetitive and just the way this video is made. It was just a little bit more raw or ranting. I'm just in disbelief and just so frustrated. And I bet a lot of people feel the same way. The NFL just stole 4 hours from our life full of ads and fuck the refs.